Well, just want to congratulate Trinity Christian. I thought they you know competed and loved the way they played, effort they play with, togetherness. Thought they fought and really second half outplayed us. Thought our guys did a good job offensively on a night where we didn't shoot it well. I think we were 10 for 36 from three and missed a handful of layups around the rim that were uncontested. To put up 105 is impressive on a night where you don't have those things going for you. But defensively, certainly like to see us, try to make an effort on that end, and certainly did not, didn't feel like we were particularly good there. Today I thought we had a stretch in the first half. Early on, we were bad, gave up 3 drives. First media timeout, and then our defense really buttoned down. I thought we were really good for a long stretch, and then transition D late in the first half was really poor, and then got that stopped, and then just our defense in general in the second half was pretty abysmal. So we can blame that on the score or whatever else, but end of the day, we got to be better. So that's on me to correct, and I'll get back to work on it tomorrow.
Coach, I mean, you led right into it. I'm not going to nitpick that defense in the second half because it did kind of almost feel like an exhibition game there in the second half with the guys. So I know that that's not what they're going to bring on Wednesday. But how do you kind of, go to these guys and be like, hey, I get it. This was a game we were supposed to win and win big, and we did. But we still have a job to do. We can't just completely fall asleep like that, because you can develop the habit if that happens too often.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to take more pride. I memean, I think. Individually, and you can play the scoreboard and say, well, we're up. Well, I don't think we got up. I don't even know what the lead was, 48 in the second half, and and you can play scoreboard, and that could be what your focus is, and you can let your effort level be dictated. But we've got to be more sound, and every time you're out in the court, it doesn't matter practice, a game you're up by a lot, you're building habits, and guys are fighting for minutes. And the back end, the last 10 minutes was probably our worst defense of the game, and that was with guys who were, kind of fighting and vying to get, trying to find spots in rotation. We had Rob Martin out there, we had Mason Miller out there, we had Zach Hobbs out there, all trying to kind of, fight and scratch for minutes, and Robbie as well. And our defense in that segment was, probably the worst it was, of the whole game. So, guys want to play. That's what they got to do. I mean, there has to be some ability to guard. And when you're playing the really good teams, you have to be able to play both ends. That's what makes them good. You look at Drake, they're a terrific offensive team, outstanding, but, they're a nasty defensive team. They're a really high level. Southern Illinois, Bradley, I mean, the upper tier, upper crust in this league, they can certainly score. But they're a nasty, tough, hard to score on. And if you're just going to hang your hat on, hey, we're going to come down and score, and then defensively we just kind of going to, go through the motions, we're not athletic enough or talented enough, to go through. We're a talented enough offensive team that we can go, 10 for 36 and miss, I don't know how many layups, but let's just say more than 5 uncontested layups and score 105 today. But we're not nearly talented enough defensively, athletic enough defensively to not be completely locked in, playing as hard as we can and on a string, and that's to have a chance to get stops. And when we do that, we've shown we're pretty good defensively. We've had stretches and games where we've been really good defensively. We were, horrendous, defensively, and we wasted an opportunity to go out and work on things. We wasted an opportunity to go out and, get better defensively in the second half. We're up 27. We talked about it. Want to shore up our transition. Want to really do a better job guarding the basketball. I thought early in the second half we did. And then when we subbed, it kind of went, straight down again. So, guys have to, we just got to be better. And again, you're building your habits every single time you take the floor, every possession. And we've got to have more pride on that end, because if you have pride in yourself, you're not, guys are scoring on you. You take that, personally, and guys are blowing by you and guys are shooting over you, and you're not really, you're going to take that personal, and you're going to say, hey, you know what? I don't care if we're up 50. you're not scoring anymore. And we didn't have very much of that today.
Cam Henry and Jason Kent, what's their status?
Cam's turf toe, so we knew that going in the game. We leaving Florida, medical team made the decision they'd probably shut him down here for 4 or 5 days, try to just rest it and see if it would be better, and he's making progress, so he should be good to go hopefully Wednesday. Jason Kent, back spasms just flared up yesterday. So that's, day to day. We'll see where he is. And then, Cade McKnight was just sick this morning. So we'll kind of monitor that. So those 3 guys were out today. And fingers crossed, have all 3 available for Wednesday night.
Jabo, has been playing lights out. Season started, I told him, felt like, we saw him play 5 minutes, in a game where he was undersized against Ball State, and he played his tail off in that one, did well, and then all he's done ever since then is gone out there every single night and said, you know what, I may not be the tallest, most athletic, fastest, but I'm going to be the best Sycamore on the floor. Showed that in his all-tournament team performance, and then he did that again tonight. It was a real difference maker when he was out there on the floor for you.
Oh, he definitely was. He, he's really playing with great confidence. He's shooting the ball. His passing has always been. He's always been as good a passer as there is in the Missouri Valley, and one of the best I've ever coached. His ability to see the floor, and he's just kind of evolved into a more versatile player. What he's done to shape his body. And become a little bit quicker. But just the ability to shoot the ball now has expanded his game. He's always had the post-up game. He's always been a guy that was a great passer. The knock was, could he consistently make shots? You could put a big guy on him and back up. And now, you do that at your own peril, right? He's confident shooting it. He's letting that thing fly. And, I thought he was, on the offensive end, tonight, was really good. I thought he was impactful. He did a good job. He stuck some threes early, transition, made some terrific passes. I thought, first 10 minutes of the game, he was our best player. And then I thought, obviously overall, Calix was, to me, the guy who impacted it most. But Jabo had a really good night in the offensive end, did a lot to help the team. And, I thought second half, I got those guys out just to get rest and make sure we were kind of there. But he was trending to have a big night tonight for sure.
Any other questions for Coach?
I just got 2 more for you. They're both about Drake. They're both about Wednesday. Just first of all, you've spoken publicly about how much you've enjoyed seeing the crowd at the Holman Center this year. Holidays today, whatever. We'll just kind of throw that one away. But how badly do you want that blue out? How badly do you want that packed Holman Center, not just up here, but with the students as well? And then what is it going to take? This is not necessarily ISU's first true test, but it's your first Valley test, and it's a big one right out the gates.
Yeah, I think we've talked about the atmosphere this year. Even today, I was happy with for a game like this on a Sunday, and I thought we had good energy. When the game got out of hand, it kind of whatever. But I'm hoping that Wednesdays, my tenure, best crowd, best atmosphere, we've had here, and we've always talked about the things that make a home court environment difficult, and that's obviously good players is the most important part, and then the second piece of that is the environment, atmosphere that the home crowd creates and makes it difficult on the opponent to play. And the players feed off that energy. And, we're going to need that. We're going to need that. I think our guys, we have a group that that does, I think, is a group that plays a lot of motion, plays a lot of fire, but the crowd kind of giving that to them. And it's going to be a game where, there's going to be, we're going to take some hits, going to need the crowd to kind of, keep us afloat, and so hopefully we'll have a great crowd in here on Wednesday night, and looking forward to it. I know. We'll see. I think this is a group, we haven't been there yet, but I think there's a group that embraces the big challenge, likes the big challenges, and Drake is every bit as good as what people think they are and thought they were going to be going in, and they're an elite basketball team. They, every aspect, got great talent, super experienced, and they're extremely well coached. And so, and they've been through it. So can't start any harder test, but I think our guys are excited, and I know they're excited to challenge themselves. And it's a great measuring stick and kind of a test to see where we are. And, from today, things get much harder. Drake and what we got moving forward, it cranks up a few levels. So we got to be ready to meet those challenges. And it's a hell of a challenge, but also a great opportunity for us.